Justin, it's so great to meet you. I saw Kicks at Tribeca like years ago. I loved it.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was one of the best directorial debuts I've seen. It's still the case. I saw it again recently. It's like it stands up. It's a great movie, and I was so happy to see your name on this one. It was like, oh, great, another movie. So it's great to see you and meet you. So
Yeah.
how did this come about? Like, what was it? Was this something you were developing and brought to Jordan? Was this something he was developing, brought to you? What was the kind of the whole genesis of this?
Yeah. Well, that's a great segue because I actually met Jordan because he saw Kicks
Sure.
as well. And at the time, he had just won the Academy Award and, was starting Monkeypaw, and it's all Kicks. So he was meeting young filmmakers. And yeah, that was surreal because he just was like, I love the movie and wanted to pick my brain. And the seeds were kind of planted then. He was like, let's find something at some point to do together. And so then cut to this. They had this idea and concept, and I came in hot to pitch on it, and had a pretty strong POV, and it was weird, and but thank God that they like weird, because here we are, and it ended up letting me make it.
So it was a script that he already had from some other writers, and you kind of worked
Yeah,
on it,
it
developed
was
it.
originally called Goat, and it was a blacklist script, and it was a much smaller, more contained, but the core relationship was there about a younger quarterback with the older quarterback, but they wanted a writer director to come in and make it their own, and with a strong point of view, and so I came in and took it over, did a page one, and changed it to I don't know, yeah, the Justin tipping of Fight It, I
Huh?
guess.
What is this something that really happens? Is this like something based on real things? Are there quarterbacks who actually take on people who might be their replacement, like eventually, or
No, I don't think that's that this is it's a it's definitely took creative liberties, but there's definitely coaches that, like private coaches and of that sort, that will bring in players and train them. And there's also quarterbacks that on the off season might have like teammates and friends to just come train with them.
okay.
So there is a grounding, principle. It's not so crazy, but the I guess what's not necessarily normal is torturing the young quarterback. I don't
Sure.
know.
I would hope not. Yeah. I mean, are there actually personal like indoor football? Are there football players who are rich enough to just make their own indoor
Yes,
stadium? Oh, really? Okay, the indoor field. Wow.
they could have, and sometimes they're shrunken or half size and that kind of thing. They're not actually full, um, but yeah, at least enough to run plays and practice.
Wow, it's amazing set that they built for that for that kind of thing. And so what brought you to Tyriq? Was he just found through a normal casting process? Just like because I don't think he really had done very much before this.
Yeah, no, he was kind of somewhat of an unknown. And Carmen Cuba was a casting director, so shout out Carmen because she brought him to my attention, and I had seen the episode of Atlanta he's in,
Okay,
and so I was like, oh wow. But what I think really sealed the deal was, I remember, athlete kind of bravado, like he's in a locker room, and him having a background in football. He played at Florida State, and just it all made sense. And I think he kind of paralleled the character's journey in the movie itself, where um, he I really want him to feel like a fish out of water when he enters. He's on the cusp of newfound fame, so surrounding him with other people like with strong personalities like Juliafox and Marlon Wayans and Jimjefferies, it felt like he was just meant for this role.
now we know Marlon can do dramatic work. I mean, Requiem for a Dream obviously was just an amazing film. He hasn't done as much since then. Like, what made you think of him to kind of to play this mentor role, like this crazy mentor role, I
Yeah,
guess?
I think that's kind of exactly why um, he came to mind first, which was he wasn't the obvious choice, and that was more exciting to go with someone like that when trying to make the film itself be subversive. And I've been a fan forever, and I think he just never had the opportunity to take on a role like this. and been given his flowers, and really just he just didn't have the chance. So I also wanted to go cast older and to play younger versus getting someone who looked like a pro athlete.
Hmm.
I'd rather go with him because he's a goat in and of himself, and his family's kind of goated in the comedy world and entertainment. So I knew he was going to bring a certain amount of emotional intelligence and weight to the role because he had been around fame, celebrity, money, good or bad, since he was a kid. And yeah, so he I know he was going to bring all that, and it was now I can't imagine it with anyone else.
Now, did you want to have them like spend a lot of time rehearsing or do chemistry reads, or was it kind of like, was it better to keep apart until you actually were filming and get that kind of discomfort on
Yeah.
film?
No, that's a great question. I actually wanted to take the path of separate. So they both got casted, and then they didn't meet until very shortly before we were about to start
Okay.
to start filming, like officially in terms of scene work. They met months out, but to work out, to train. So they were already getting into the weightlifting and that regimen, but we hadn't done scene work. We hadn't done. In fact, I kept it very. I We didn't even really rehearse scenes. What I did do before we started rolling was I would improv with them, but I kind of left the work that they had alone for and saved it for the day.
Mm. Now I'm sure people are asking about working with Jordan of this. I mean, it's funny. I just saw Nia DaCosta's new movie last night, and she obviously directed Candyman. So, and she's obviously like gone up. Like, what's it like working with Jordan? Like, what's kind of like what's how is he as a producer? And as far as is he very much like here, go make your movie, leaves you alone, or is he kind of just there when you need him?
You know, he's definitely a. I think because he is a filmmaker himself, he has a hands off, but I'll be your sounding board approach. So I would go through every draft I went through. I would then go to him and we could sit down and page turn. And so it was more of a guiding principle of like, here's where I see the problems here. If I pull at this thread, it undoes this later. And he would be the sounding board then at those times. And another invaluable kind of asset is, you know, in post where I'm a maniac trying to figure out the tonal balance and calibration of like that last scene, and I have you know 30 different versions cut, and I'm haven't slept in 2 weeks, and you know he finds me like surrounded by empty coffee cups and whatever eating out of the trash, and can watch them and you know dig into like, well, what are you going for, what is the okay, try this, try this, try that. So it was a very yeah, it was a nice process.
Yeah. Did he help you get through the navigate the studio system? Because obviously Kicks was made pretty independently. This was, did he make it
Yeah,
easier to kind of like deal with that aspect of it as well? Or
yeah, I mean, yes, like he'd coach me on like, here's how this is going to go before we get on this call, like let's debrief after the calls, let's debrief. And because you're absolutely right, you know, I don't get this movie made unless I have someone like Jordan Peele and his caliber and name in my corner and having my back. So yeah, I definitely like, all love to Jordan for getting this insane thing made
Mhm.
and allowing me to do it.
Listen, it's great meeting you finally. Again, I hope more people check out Kicks. I've been pushing it. Every time I mention it, someone they go, "Oh, I never heard of it." And like, but I think people should look at it, watch it because it's such a brilliant debut and